couple of things. And I noticed it, I entitled this one as Moctober, okay? Because Moctober makes me think of many things. But for one, it begins with, when we think about this whole thing, you know, but the reason I'm calling it Moctober is because it's a month of things. It's a little bit of mockery. Before I complete, I want to give you a little bit of background information. I personally am not one of these people. Background information. I personally am not one of these people that's out here, blackness over common sense, or blackness over common sense, or blackness over black culture over kingdom, or any of that stuff. But I'm going to tell you the truth. For people of my background, or that identify in my background, whether you consider yourself black or African American, whatever, this whole blackness thing is starting to turn into, it's almost turning into a religion. It really is. And if you're not feeding the religion, you're an enemy. Even if it defies logic. But this no voting, no bucking is just another parody on trying to sway black votes, okay? Or sway black, or steer black people in a certain direction, okay? Or steer them to do something, okay? So you remember, if you don't remember, back during the 2020 general elections, you had that stupid campaign from that company, that dating app, BLK. Notice there's no vowels, okay? Which is kind of mockery. There's some mocking going on with that. But they had at that time vaxxed that thing up, where they went out and threw some money at that rapper Juvenile, to go out and tell and influence blacks to go out and get mocktailed, okay? Get the Inovac, mocktails. You need to vax that thing up, okay? And here they go again. What do you have next month? November. So here we go again, with some propaganda and some ignorance for the black community, or those that identify with the black community. I'm telling you, at this point, there's a need for a great divide. Some people's brains are just stuck on bewitchery, or just fuckery. Let's call it. Let's use their words. Let's fuckery, okay? So now you got that BLK app with another campaign called No Voting, No Bucking. For my friends out there that don't know, why don't you substitute the wonderful V for an F? So that would bring you, ladies and gentlemen, to a good old, like the fifth letter of the alphabet? Yeah. Substitute the letter F for that V. No voting, no bucking. Okay? That's the kind of crap, that's the kind of reduction that they get, the kind of intellect that they want to reduce black people to. They don't want to they don't want to bring your awareness, or raise your consciousness to anything that might prevent you from voting for your own interest. But they want to tell you no voting, no bucking, okay? That's the BLK app, okay? What is it? Something Saucy Santana and what's her name? Miss Trina. And I'm telling you, the things that people say, I swear people are getting dumber by the second. Not you guys. I mean, it's like just absolutely dumbing down. And if anybody says anything about the people that they have representing or playing a role in these campaigns, they just go ape shit in the Matrix, okay? So there you go. If you can't handle it, you got to take cover now, okay? This is an adult channel. This is integrated news, ladies and gentlemen. Every now and then I drop an expletive, okay? But I'm just telling you, it's like, it's. And then there's another point. I mean, I almost want to go on to some kind of symbolism situation. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. Uncool, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. But got the no voting, no bucking. And then you had the situation. I'm going to tear off here just for a second. And people out here, don't come attacking me about this and that. No. I'm, if you're out here influencing people, I'm going to say something about it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so you've got this situation with Candace Owens and Kanye West. Now, we'll tell you, somebody put a theory out, another content creator, or at least she ran as a Republican against Nakima something in Georgia, but it was Angela Stanton King. Why Candace and Kanye are out there doing their, drop the bomb on you, aftermath in t-shirts with White Lives Matters on the back. Okay, so they're saying that she's saying that her theory is that Kanye and Candace are going to run against TRUMP for the 2024 elections. Yeah, we'll see. I have no idea. I think that Kanye is on a path of something, but it is not. I personally don't think he's on a. I mean, Kanye should stick to his craft. He should stick to his craft. I mean, but I'm not saying that it's not going to influence. He's not going to be influential. No, I didn't say that. But it is what it is. And then a lot of people want to come up, well, why can't they wear a shirt that says all lives matter, or why can't they say, they're trying to figure out how does this that campaign support, black children being aborted. Okay, I don't have the answers for any of that, but I guess I'm just kind of going down the rabbit hole of all the things that are happening in the black community, so to speak. Some of the things that are going on, not all the things, but some of the most, some of the most hot button issues that are going on right now, the undertones, because some people are so unconcerned, they don't really care which way it goes. They're not looking at any cardinal directions when it comes to what's going on in the background. But I'm just saying, I think people need to realize, I almost wish that I knew, if I had a scripture on the flesh that I thought was appropriate, because I just think people are missing the point. And no matter what you believe, you cannot believe that your blackness is going to save you. It's not. It's really not. And some people say, oh, what did Jesus do for black people? Well, I don't know. I wasn't around during Jesus' time. But I can tell you this. We are all subject to ashes and dust to dust. And ladies and gentlemen, that's not scripture. That is Black Spring paraphrasing, saying that the flesh is really it's not that significant. It does not transcend. It does not transform you. It is not a portal to get you out of here either way, whichever way you think you're going, whatever your belief system is. But that flesh is not going to last. That's what I am saying. Now, I'm just trying to put it down here where the cows can get it. I'm not a biblical scholar. I don't profess to be. AZ infidel. But I'm just saying, I'm just really tired of all the, I just kind of get sick of some of these things that keep coming back. It just seems like the more crap that the elite or the liberals pump into pump out the worst. It brings out the worst in those that identify as Black or African American. That's what it sounds like. In a percentage of us, it does. It's not happening with everybody, but there's some serious issues, like just demoralizing stuff that's going on. Thank you guys so much for coming in. A little bit of allergies going on here. But yeah, I am just, it's a point of, it's just, we are in a time in which there is a lot at stake and a lot that's going on, and the things that appeal to people, it just makes me think that there's, that there's darkness in just darkness everywhere. Excuse me. I tell you, allergies are real. I don't even know if I call it allergies anymore. These aren't my grandma's allergies, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm just saying, it's time that they're going to start thinking. I mean, at what point? A lot of people don't want things. A lot of people just want to be controlled. That is my consensus. They like being under the influence. They don't like it. They live differently. They want to see everything. And I used to say this, the kind of things that I would hear from people that happen to be of my background, like, to me, if you absolutely detest where you are, where you live, that's almost like wishing that your own ship, that the same ship that you're on, that the captain will, that the captain goes down of the ship. But you also realize, if you wish bad things on your homeland, or your home, or where you're from, you go down with it too. But I'm just saying, some people don't want to change. Not so much change. They don't want to be enlightened. They don't want it. They reject it. They would rather be controlled, or they would rather watch their television and have somebody pick their leaders and send them out, even if it's sending them down the path of destruction. They would rather have that. But I'm sorry, I'm sick of the funky ass flesh religion. I'm just saying it. Just saying. I really am. And it's like they just want to put, it's just the worst representation everywhere. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that I'm a fan of these. Like, even I think that Kanye is controlled opposition. Yeah, I do. On some level, I do. I think after you get to a certain point in the celebrityisms or whatever, that's all you can be. Because that's all you can be. But it also is just a wedge. It's another wedge, a tool of, they use your talents. If you get into these industries, they just use your talents as wedge issues, and that's all some people want, is another something to keep division going. Like, even if the wedge just keeps, even if the wedge doesn't really prove something that they know is not true, They would rather keep it. They want to keep it alive. They want to keep feeding it. You got to keep feeding it. Even if it amounts to nothing. You got to give it energy. So you need to keep feeding it. You got to feed it with something. Or otherwise it doesn't survive. But I don't know how in the world would no voting, no vucking, what does that keep alive? I mean, even whether you choose to vote or not, some people are not voting and they're not going to vote no matter what. But they get down to the lowest common denominator, or they go what? They go to the low-hanging fruit to try to garner some, get some stragglers to go out and vote or whatever. It's a sick, twisted world that we're in, okay? It really is. Let's see, who's here tonight? I appreciate you guys have to excuse me for all the craziness. But shout out to you, Uncool. But I'm really sick of it, Uncool. I'm really sick of it. It's not. It just defies logic, the stuff that's coming out. Like you have a rapper dancing outside of Planned Parenthood saying she's got murder on her mind. I mean, and if you dare say anything about it, you got these dumb feminists, fake feminists coming out attacking you. Or if you say anything about Trina and her gerrymander this, woohoo. Oh, well, yeah, that's the queen of the South. She made this rapper. She made that rapper. Is that an argument? It's not. You just want an excuse to keep the BS going is all. To keep dumbing people down. I mean, and nobody, and to me, even the fake intellects, they don't stand up for anything. They don't stand up against these entertainers going out doing lame and making lame stuff like this. They don't. They just want to. It just seems like they want to keep people being irresponsible, and just as long as they can keep people from being accountable and feeding the things that they don't want to, and feeding their decadence. That's all they care about doing. And I'm telling you, this next generation is going to be quite pathetic. And let me spell it the way they would. Probably PTHTIC. No. You notice that they're starting to spell things without vowels. Don't spell anything with a vowel. Like these marketing companies are mining down to the lowest common denominator, the low-hanging fruit. But I'm just telling you, like, call me old school or whatever you want, but I am so sick of all of this. I'm sick of it. Everybody's going to have to live with these consequences, live with the results of this. Everybody is. I mean, soon I'll be the new elderly, that's it. That's your next generation will care for people like me or like you. There was an article that came out with, I guess, some people that are, some black people or people that consider themselves African Americans that are going to come out against this whole campaign from Black Dating, the BLKdatingapp.com. Not to mention, I don't know what, Candace has a Black Lives Matter documentary or something that's going to drop soon. I don't know. And a lot of people, the thing about it is, I forgot the whole psychology behind this. They won't be mad that they've been swindled or had, or they've been, taken for their money. They'll just be mad at the person that's exposing it. And I'm not even saying, oh, you should be thanking her. You should be thanking her. No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying you need to consider both sides as if we can have a different conversation. Maybe a little balance in the conversation. But what am I talking about? We're talking about people that are rocking out to a no voting, no walking, right? I'm just saying, you know. Let me just read some comments here, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming in on your Saturday. But I'm just saying, I'm just sick of the funky flesh cult. I'm tired of it. Everything's not black. It never will be. And I'm going to tell you something else. For people that are stucker, you know, it's not, I tell you one color that's not in the rainbow. Because why? It doesn't reflect any light. It doesn't. I'll never be associated with, I'll never tell somebody that my soul is blacker than ever. I heard a teenager say that, like, in the last 2 months. And that comes from the BETs. You know, that's where they get it from. These kids aren't coming up with this kind of stuff. They're not. But they're being inundated with it. They're being hit from all sides with it. They're full of chaos and confusion. And what does chaos and confusion do? It opens the door for deception. That's what I do know. But I'm telling you, the funky flesh cult has turned into some kind of crazy religion. It's like, do you realize that, have you ever heard of, like, you just take shit too far. You're just a little too far. Your crap is defying logic right now. I will never worship a color, is what I won't do. I don't care how many NWOs or LWOs you come up with. You won't get that from me. No, you won't. It's color over kingdom. Oh, everything came out of darkness. I'm telling you, seriously. Like, I just want to ask you do realize some of these people that you guys are quoting and worshiping are people that hide behind freaking four-year institution doors because they can't hack it in the real world. You do realize that where you are is the only place. Where you are is the only place that person's going to be able to do that or act out on people.